Okay, we're going to just do a quick video here on the state of the pot market. There was some news out that the lawmakers are in talks to deal with impaired driving for under the influence of marijuana, I suppose. Obviously, the impaired driving laws they have for alcohol is well in place. So, and just as a side note, it's a big issue here in Canada, the impaired driving while under the influence of pot, because it's very, very difficult. I mean, you can tell, there is sobriety tests that they can do, but it's very difficult to get a conviction because, they'll just take the car, person out of the car and take the car away or whatever. But it's difficult to get a conviction because of the lingering effects of THC in the blood system. But they do have some laws in place, and it's a deterrent, I suppose, and it also gets people off the road. I don't know what their conviction rate is though. But anyway, so it's a big deal. But we see that this is the ETF for the pot stocks, marijuana stocks. When we had the enthusiasm from Wall Street Bets, traded to 36, and then this is the backside of the move. But it does, it did make a V bottom, and it is a right-hand extension in here. Capitulation and to go. Now this is the ETF for all the pot stocks. So we can see that, it is the chart does remain in this rising channel. So the sector is still in play. And as they start to legalize or go through the steps to legalize marijuana on a federal level, we should see this sector continue to strengthen. Now we had a couple of questions. So now one of the ones was on TLRY. Again, the enthusiasm of Wall Street Bets pulls back. You get the capitulation, V bottom, right-hand extension. It has popped here a bit. It's up 55 cents. This could be forming a reverse head and shoulders pattern here like this. But it's too early to tell. But if it is, then once it breaks out through this neckline here, right around 30, then it'll be game on. But if it does hold support here at the 22 level, then, if it does hold and starts to bounce, then it could look to put a swing on, take a starter position, and add over 31 and a half. There is some problems with the pot market. I've talked about it lots in the past, how legalizing pot doesn't necessarily change the buying habits of the consumer. But let's have a look at some of the other pot stocks. So the TLRY, the APHA, which is they're going to merge the two together. It's much the same pattern. Here's your reverse head and shoulders pattern. Needs to get up through 22. CGC, which is probably the largest of the pot stocks. This didn't really make a reverse head and shoulders pattern, but this is your capitulation. Here's your V bottom. Here's your right hand extension. We want to see it hold around this level here, 32. Village Farms, ACB is, there's so many shares outstanding, not really looking to trade it. So the market is holding on the pot stocks. Any news, continued news from lawmakers will only bring strength to this area. And so on the TLRY, watch to see if it holds 22 and a half. If it does, then, maybe it goes as a reverse head and shoulders. A bit early to enter, but if you just watch and see over the next few days what it does. If you want to take some now, take like a quarter, and then add if it pulls back or add if it goes higher.